Hi everyone, I'm Bree, and if you're new here, I make YouTube videos on surfing tips for beginners as well as some surf vlogs. Since we are nearing fall and winter, I wanted to share with you guys some of the cold water surfing gear and equipment that I use that you may want to pick up too if you're also surfing in cold water. So where I live in the wintertime, the water temperature averages at 52 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 11 degrees Celsius. All right, so first let's go over some of the gear that I have. One of my favorite suits to wear in the wintertime is this Buell RB2 hooded full suit in a 543 mil. So 543 mil is the thickness, if you didn't already know that. That means that it's thickness 5 in the body, chest and back, 4 millimeters of thickness in the legs, and then 3 millimeters of thickness in the arms for mobility. So I'll typically wear this one when it's kind of cloudy and foggy in the morning, so the water temp is super cold and the air temp is super cold. This keeps me nice and toasty and warm, and I don't get cold as easily. I really like wearing wetsuits that already have a hood. I don't like having the hood detached because I feel like water somehow always gets in and makes me super cold, so I never do that. I always get wetsuits that have a hood already. You can see in here we have the insulation barrier on both the chest and the back. So that's what keeps you extra warm. If you can see, like along the wetsuit, we have these glued sealed seams here. A lot of wetsuits don't have this sealed seam, they just have the plain stitching. This is what makes a warm wetsuit. Having this sealed seam makes the wetsuit so much warmer and makes a perfect winter suit. When you zip this up, this also makes sure that there's no flushing of cold water, because a lot of times with back zips, the water will just go through your suit and it's super cold, but when you go under the water with this suit, water doesn't flush into your suit because of this extra panel and the zipper here. All right, so another one of my favorite wetsuits to wear in the winter is, again, the Buell RB2 hooded full suit, but this one is just a 4.3 mil. See that? 4.3 means 4 millimeters in the chest and legs, and then 3 millimeters in the arms. Again, for paddling and mobility. I wear this one because it's a little bit less thick and still keeps me pretty warm. So again, this has the sealed seams for water tightness and extra warmth. And then again, this also has the insulation barrier on the chest and the back. These wetsuits range anywhere from $200 to $400, but I highly recommend getting a Buell suit because a lot of the other wetsuit brands are way more expensive, and Buell is the best deal for both quality and price, in my opinion. So in both of these suits, I wear a US women's size 8. You can check the size charts online to see what size you would be, but just for reference, I am 5 feet tall, 7 inches, and I weigh about 123 pounds. The next thing that I always wear in the winter time and highly recommend for others as well is booties or wetsuit boots. These are Buell and they are the Ninja split toe. They're 4.3 mil. Some people wear 5 mil, but these work perfectly for me. They keep me nice and warm, they give me great grip, and they protect my toes and feet from getting cut up on the rocks. So if you're also surfing in a rocky area, wetsuit boots might be a really good idea for you. I recently started wearing them. I used to go barefoot before, and I have saved my feet and toes a lot of scrapes and cuts. So wetsuit boots can range anywhere from $50 to $100, which is relatively cheap. So the other thing you might want to consider getting is wetsuit gloves. These are O'Neill. I don't really wear gloves, but a lot of people do because they get super cold and have bad circulation in their hands. So if you want to stay extra toasty warm, then you can get wetsuit gloves. Wetsuit gloves range anywhere from $40 to $60. One thing that I highly recommend you get if you're surfing in cold water are earplugs. I just have these basic Max earplugs with this little case. So the reason I suggest getting earplugs is because of a condition called surfer's ear. What surfer's ear is when the bone of the ear canal starts to develop these growths, and over time these bone growths can actually block your ear canal, and this is called surfer's ear. And a lot of people have this. They end up having to go and get surgery on their ear canals, and it's not fun. And it is caused by years of exposure to wind and cold water. So a lot of swimmers and surfers and water sports people will get this condition. So if you want to avoid getting surfer's ear, I really highly recommend getting yourself some earplugs. And they're relatively cheap. These literally cost $5.99 on Amazon. Just go buy some. So the next thing you want to get if you are surfing cold water is cool or cold water wax. So here I'm showing you guys sticky bumps, but I also like to use this eco-friendly surf wax called Uncle Frothy's. It's a new surf wax that just came out and it smells really good, eco-friendly. So I also like to use sticky bumps a lot, and if you look at the edge of the surf wax, it will tell you cool, cold, or cold. And it actually says the temperatures here as well. So for me here, I use the cold water wax, which is 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius and below. So that's perfect for me here where I surf. Always, when you buy surf wax, make sure to check for the temperatures, because you definitely don't want to buy warm water wax when you're surfing in cold water. So surf wax is relatively cheap. The most you're gonna pay is like $3 for one of these blocks. Uncle Frothy's, because it is eco-friendly and plant-based, it is a little bit more expensive, but it is worth it if you want to save the environment. So as far as equipment goes, I have 3 surfboards that I use year-round. I use a 610 Lost surfboard, which you typically see a lot on my TikTok and Instagram. And then I also have a 6'8" Santa Cruz board, and then I have a Wavestorm as well. But yeah, I like to take out the Wavestorm on like super big days just because it's foam and I have some extra safety in case anything happens. And also it just makes me charge super hard and I go after way bigger waves than I would on my shorter boards. And then as far as accessories go, these are some things that you can use year-round. I just wanted to mention them because I feel like every surfer should have them and they are super helpful. So this is a towel poncho and I don't know what I would do without it. It is Billabong and I got it on Poshmark for like 40 bucks. Usually I think it's like close to 100. Go secondhand if you can. But I love this because if I have to change into or out of my wetsuit, I can do it with my towel poncho without flashing anybody, and it's really nice and cozy. I love that it has a hood. Sometimes I will just sit at home wearing my towel poncho before I even take a shower, and I'm super comfortable. So yeah, highly recommend getting a towel poncho. And then crazy contraption. So what this is a wetsuit changing mat and dry bag. You stand on top of this when you're changing, and then you can just put your wetsuit in here when you're done changing. It has these drawstrings here that you can tighten. Even put your booties in here too. And then it is a dry bag for your car. It also has this shoulder strap for carrying, which is super handy, and yeah, I love it. I don't know what I would do without this. All my wet stuff, my booty, my wetsuit, if you wear gloves, your gloves, all goes in here, goes into the car, and it just keeps everything nice and dry and compact. I don't have to worry about my wetsuit dripping all over my apartment when I go upstairs. I have this bag and it's super helpful and I love it. you can actually click on the link in my bio and you can get one of these on Amazon. So that was basically everything that I have for cold water surfing. You can actually find a lot of these things at the link in my bio if you go to shop my Amazon favorites. The only thing that I don't have is the Buell wetsuits because they don't sell Buell on Amazon, but I highly recommend checking out the Buell website. I will be linking the wetsuits I have in my caption below. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope that this video helped you guys get an idea of some of the gear you'll be needing this winter, and I hope that you guys have a super fun winter surf season.